Good evening. I hope all is well with everyone. Hope you guys are all set for the weekend. We gotta talk about this. When it comes to these young ladies running away and doing all these different things, it's always overlooked until it's too late. But I wanted to talk about this autopsy report when it comes to Celeste. Mm-mm. Anyway, I'm gonna give you guys a few minutes to come in. I know you guys didn't know I was gonna go live, but we are here and we're gonna just make it do what it do. Gonna freestyle a little bit. Mm. Oh, this is hot. Unbelievable. First, I want to say really quick. I'm gonna throw in a disclaimer. This video is under the Fair Use Act, and the Fair Use Act is in the description box of the video as well as the About Me section of the platform. The Fair Use Act is used to educate you guys on what we are covering on this particular platform. Please keep in mind that this video and all my videos are allegedly as well as for educational purposes only. This is crazy, y'all. Have you ever heard such a thing? The crazy part for me is that he himself is only 21 or so. And for his mind to be all over the place in such a way, it's crazy. Like, she ran away a couple of times, according to her parents. They knew she was going to see somebody named David eventually, allegedly. And he's all out on tour and like nothing is going on. That's the crazy part. Like, he's on tour like nothing going on, like he don't know nothing, he didn't hear nothing. And come to find out, this young lady is in the trunk of the car. In the front of it at that. Like, what was going through his mind? What was going through the people that was around him that didn't say anything while he was dealing with this young girl? Is she the first one? We don't even know. But everybody was questioning. Hey, y'all, make sure I hit the like button for me. Everybody was questioning what took them so long to arrest him. And I still, feel like he should have been picked up because, I mean, I'm sure there was some suspicion there, right? They was thinking something, they was assuming or whatever the case. And he's going to be dealt with. I believe that they are going to end up giving him the D penalty. Hello, welcome. Y'all make sure you hit the like button for me. I just feel like he had too much time, even though it was a little bit, right? Some months. I think that was still too much time for him to be free. In my opinion. I feel like everybody attached to him should be in jail. And I do feel like, even though, we're not criticizing or we're not wanting to make the parents feel bad or nothing like that. That's not what this is about. But I feel like it needs to come to a point where people realize that, I can't do nothing, And before I let my child end up in a situation, I have to do what I have to do. I mean, this right here should open a lot of eyes of parents who just look as if, well, she be back. Oh, he be back. And now look. Every 2 days, a teen, a males and females now, y'all. What's going on? Anyway, I was reading Google, of course. Y'all know that's my go-to. And the findings in which they found are just horrific. Trigger warning, y'all, so you guys know that this is definitely a lot. It's a lot. So what they gathered out of this trunk of his car, some of her was in a body bag and some of her was in a plastic bag. What? Like really, y'all? So they said that she passed from multiple penetration injuries, causes of the D word, according to the autopsy report. Mm-mm-mm. They found her deposed. I'm just kind of treading along here a little bit. I'm not going to read this whole thing because some of these words I know YouTube ain't even buying. Mm-mm-mm. Two penetrating wounds to her torso. Repeatedly shot, force injuries. One on her upper abdomen. Like he really went ham. Like there's no excuse why. I just I don't know. I don't know why they took so long. I don't know. At this point, I really don't think it's nothing to talk about. I get the whole fair trial and all those things, but this right here, her left hand, pinky finger, and ring finger. Now remember, allegedly she had that tattoo on her finger. Mm-mm-mm. This is hard, y'all. Both arms and legs were removed. Removed the elbows and knees and were found in the black trash bag. Mm-mm-mm. So basically what they saying is her arms and her legs were off. The elbows, knees, all of that was in the trash bag underneath her body. So on top of the trash bag was the body bag. Mm-mm-mm. Do y'all think that he's gonna get the death penalty about this? Of course, they saying Hernandez, a runaway from Lake. Well, we knew they was gonna had to throw that in there, of course. At this point, right? So we get all of that, right? We get all of that. Runaway or no runaway, did she deserve this? And his phone, they said his phone had so much stuff in it that they had to go through, basically in order to send it to his people, his lawyers or whatever the case, they have to use a special database because this stuff just can't get out. Like, it's that bad. So, is she the first one that he dealt with that was this young? Mm-mm-mm. The family of 14-year-old Celeste released a statement on Tuesday after Sanger David was charged with first-degree M-word in connection with their daughter's D-word. Her parents are basically saying, she always told them that she loved them. They always told her that, they loved her. And why was she running away, though? I mean, I don't know. Sometimes girls, they do date and then, maybe because they can't go out or not allowed to go out. But at her age, what kind of person or teenager would she be dating that would allow her to stay over like that? Like for weeks or whatever the case. Like, what teenage young man family members is gonna allow that? But I mean, some of them do. I'm not saying that because we gotta be honest. But the simple fact that she constantly ran away, according to the family, like I just feel like they should have reached out to for some kind of intervention. I mean, I know they have filed reports and things like that in the past, but at some point you got to be real with yourself and say, "Listen, I just can't." People are scared to, you know, reach out for help because they feel like they're gonna lose, custody or different things are gonna happen, and so they don't want to even ask for help. But as far as this stuff is, with David, again, I feel like he should be held accountable. Whoever else he was hanging out with should be held accountable. Whoever was in those rooms while they were streaming and doing the most should be held accountable. Like, I think more people should be in jail right now today. Even if they turn states and tell whatever they know, they should have been told. They should have been told. Why are you just telling now? Allegedly. Like, that's just crazy. So, like, they really, him and whoever, or if it was somebody else, like, to me, what it seemed like, they was trying to wait for the right time, and they probably was going to just throw her little parts all over the world. And they probably would have found her piece by piece, if that. Because I don't understand, no other logic for them to have cut her in so many pieces. I mean, the arms, the elbows, the legs. And then where they poked her at was spaces where it's like a doctor would know. Like if you penetrate somebody here or there with a sharp object, more than likely they're gonna check out. So it's like he did homework on these things. And I'm wondering if this is some of the stuff that they found in his phone. There was a video when she was allegedly at the show, and hmm. I really believe that they was playing on him and whoever, because I just don't think he did this by himself. I just don't. I feel like him and whoever, they was going to just dump her along as they go. Because other than that, why would they need to cut her in all these different pieces, allegedly? Trigger warning, y'all. And some of her in the body bag and some of her in the garbage bag, and like, what? What were their plans with her body part? And he's sitting in court looking just as, but he always looks spaced out. And the crazy part is, what kind of friends even want to be friends with somebody like that? Unlawful manipulation. SA, the child under 14. He's got some charges. I don't think he's going to come home, but I just feel like, what took so long? True that she couldn't come back whether they had her or not, but I just feel like they always knew. They're saying that he was tampering with a witness, and so it's like, well, was she trying to help them catch him, or I don't know, because I feel like her family would have known that, no, if she was working for the people. They charged him with M-word of a witness, M-word for financial gain, and lying in wait, and that he used a deadly and dangerous weapon, a sharp instrument to commit the crime. If convicted as charged, he faces the death or life in state prison without the possibility of parole. A discussion on whether to seek the death penalty will be made at a later date, the DA office said. So he pleaded not guilty, as we all knew he would. I don't know. What do you guys think of all this? He really sitting there looking like. So what I'm hearing, they're not considering letting no cameras in the courthouse. So that's another thing. They still trying to decide whether they're gonna actually let cameras in the courthouse. I do know that they are gonna let some media in, so I'm gonna look for that. But yeah, it's a lot. He looked like out of it. I would love to know what his parents have to say about this. I'm trying to find out if there's anything, or with his family speaking out, or are they gonna even speak? Hey y'all, what's going on? Make sure you hit the like button for me. I cannot believe he did all that to her body. Some of her in the garbage bag and some of her in the body bag. Like, why did he even own a body bag? Somebody please help me understand. How do you just go in the store and purchase that? Like, this is like all not making sense. I mean, we know to get a pow for the most part legally, you need to go and show ID and certain things. And so when it comes to like a body bag or something, how do a person that's not of the coroner's office or anything like that end up with a real body bag? Like, who gave him that? I feel like they should start with that person too. Because you don't just give somebody that. Like, what store sold that? Like, how does that work? Y'all let me know in the comment section. I really don't have a clue, but I'm definitely am curious as to how he even get his hands on a body bag. Mm. This is like, like, what was he thinking? The part that got me is he was all out on tour with a whole casket. What? They should have they should have locked him up for bringing that out. Why would you, like, this is not Herman Munster. Mm-mm-mm. She was found dismembered. Mm-mm-mm. According to report, the death of teen was listed as multiple penetrating injuries caused by object or objects. She weighed only 71 pounds by the time they found her, y'all. In the trunk of his car. Her body was found in an advanced state of decomposure. They said the bugs and everything was already in there. Body was dismembered into several parts. Even the left ring and pinky fingers appear to have been taken off. Where her body was dismembered, the report said multiple fragments of blue plastic material are found in the cut surface. This possibly from fragments of a plastic device, a knife, or something. So, nah, they couldn't have used a plastic. What? Man, cover your children, for real. These some monsters out here. They said they are confident with the evidence that they have, that it's enough. Mm-mm-mm. They definitely feel like they got enough. Celeste family attended the singer's first court appearance on Monday and were expected to provide a statement through their attorney outside the courtroom, but the press conference was canceled. Shoot, I can't imagine. We would like to thank the Los Angeles Police Department and the District Attorney Office for their hard work. We would also like to thank the people of Lake for their support. Celeste was a beautiful, strong girl who loved to sing and dance. Every Friday night, every Friday night was movie night, and we spent wonderful times together. The family wrote, "We love her very much, and she always told us she loved us. We miss her deeply. All we want is justice for Celeste." Why was she running away? Is the thing. Was it like we want to be careful, right? But I have to do a little bit more research because I want to know, was she running away before she met David, or was she running away profusely after she got hooked up with David? Is the question. Because I'm sure they love her. She love her parents and stuff like that. But why was the runaway taking place? Sometimes kids run away because they don't want to obey rules at home, right? We get that all the time too. So we don't know. Type it in. Why was it? That's too. I can't believe he would just do that to her. Let's see. And they were saying that the way they said it, that it was not, like a fast thing. Multiple injuries. So she liked to sing. Her parents said, could he have promised her a career? That happens a lot too. He said his phone contained significant amount of child, you know what? Well, of course it did. He didn't even have sense to get rid of the phone. They said he was unshackled. They should have had. Nah. He should have been shackled every which kind of way. Why is he being privileged? Hearing Monday. So we go back to court on May 1st. That's when evidence and testimony will be presented to show the judge that there's enough evidence to move to trial. That hearing should be delayed next week if either side says they're not ready. Or that enough discovery has not been handed over to the defense. So there's so much evidence that I guess they just trying to figure out not what's important, but what's relevant to this particular part of the case. Because like I said, who knows what else he had in that phone? Who knows who else little person he had in this phone? Are we gonna believe that it started with her? I don't. I believe that he just been all over the place. I don't think that it started with her. I think that the others probably never came back, and she kept coming back, and then he found her to be vulnerable. And next thing you know, probably when she said no more, sometimes when you say no more, people really take that to heart, and they really get upset when you say, listen, I'm tired. Prosecutors have said that have said they have more than 40 terabytes of discovery to turn over. They have a lot of evidence. That's a lot of hard drive. So on April 29th, they have to go back to court to check to make sure, that the defense have everything that they need, that everybody is, basically have what they need to move forward in the case. Did the state hand over enough evidence, or is David's side gonna want more evidence, or is the stuff that they have or gonna have by then be enough to move forward in the trial? 71 pounds this young lady was when they found her. And that's crazy because she was like basically chopped, well, y'all know, in different bags and different things. And so for the coroner to have to take all this and weigh it, and oh man. Mm. So they said that they found some kind of blue plastic objects. Blue plastic materials are found and braided in the cut surfaces. So whatever he used to, cutter allegedly, seems like some of it got stuck in her. They saying material though. They not saying like it was an object. They using the specific terms of material. Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button for me. I'm just kind of going over this because I do feel like sometimes we just need to pause on everything and kind of look into these other things that are going on, because a lot of people do have small children, and a lot of people sometimes do feel like, oh, they do it all the time. They be back, we not going to call nobody today. They do it all the time, and so this should really make people with younger, little people that they're responsible for, like, no, we not waiting until tomorrow. Like, no, you stay on them. Sometimes they try to tell people, well, we need 24. No, we don't have to. Remember this, though, and remind them of this when they tell you that about your child. That's real. We don't have 24 hours. This is crazy. Anyway, the family did end up leaving a statement, and basically they just wanted to thank everybody, and they said that it was a lot of love, and that she always told them she loved them, and they told her that they love her, and but that's about it. Mm, mm, mm. Yep. Ugh. SA of a child, 14. He pleaded not guilty. Of course he is. They're not sure if they're going to try to pursue the death penalty or not. I think they are. I just don't think there's no way around it with all that they have. I just don't see that happening. For him to, or whoever, what do they want her finger for? We know one of them supposedly had a tattoo on it. I don't know what the ring finger thing was about, or the pinky. I think the pinky or somewhere they said when this first started had a tattoo on it. But the two fingers allegedly were gone. And his tour was pre-sale. Mm-mm-mm. So he had over 4 million followers, and he just playing games looking for somebody allegedly born person. But he could be doing them over. Yeah, I just... We all knew they was going to get him, but we didn't know when, right? And the whole thing with me is, who else? Who else? Who allegedly helped do this? Who allegedly knew they was sleeping together? Who allegedly slept in the house or the same house with them while they were sleeping together and did nothing? don't say nothing. You know, sometimes people have to think, what if that was yours? You would want somebody to tell you what was going on. Like, how is this what people are doing? And he in court looking like he definitely in for a rude awakening for sure. But this is not going to be a nice journey for him. Definitely not. They said his phone was loaded with little people content, y'all. Loaded. Mm-mm-mm. I'm still here. I'm just looking at certain articles to try to see what else we could see. Mm-mm-mm. She was missing for nearly a year. Nearly a year. She was missing. And I'm like, well, why? But then her mom and them said that, she liked to sing. So it makes sense that he probably promised her a career and who knows what he promised her. Oh, I can get you. Oh, I got you. Mm-mm-mm. It's been a long time. And he will not see daylight again. And the sad part is I got a feeling that he want this to be all over the TV. He want the publicity. I feel like we deserve to know who else they spoke to. But see, a lot of times nothing else is going to come out until the end. Stuff is going to start to play out in court, and that's how everybody going to figure out what's going on, how it went on. But the fact that he thought that it was okay to dismember this child's body. They said she was unalived in that trunk for weeks, or at least unalive for weeks. Single phone contained. This is wild. So of course they're gonna keep on saying how she was a runaway. She was a runaway. Well, we got that part at this point. They say he was in handcuffs only, wearing an orange jumpsuit. He was then unshackled by a deputy. So they back in court on getting their back in court on May 1st. They have more than 40 terabytes of discovery to turn over. This is a lot. There was three investigative grand juries that looked at the case. One in November, one in December, and one in February. So three different grand juries had looked at this case. They were investigative grand juries to help compel testimony and not to gain indictments. Hit the like button for me, I appreciate it. So basically, they did nothing today but come up with more dates. Court the 21st and court on the 1st and court next week. And what they're going to do first is they're going to try to figure out if the state was able to hand over to Davis people, whatever it is they need, is it enough for his team to say, okay, let's go forward, or no, y'all need to send us the rest of that. But according to his team, they think that they could help him out. I don't think, but isn't that their job to convince him to keep paying him because, we could help you? No, there's no, first of all, for him dealing with her in the first place, he's gonna do time, right? Let's get that out the way. So I don't know what else his lawyers thinking they could help him with, because even if you get charged with the SA stuff, well, where did you leave her? Who did you leave her with when you was on tour? Like, sir, like you need to answer some stuff. They said poking one poking wound was over her right abdomen with an injury to her liver, and a second poking wound was on her left chest. That is so sad. Y'all hit the like button for me, please. So her liver and her chest. Well, that right there says they were taking, he or whoever was getting her out of here. No questioning about that. Advanced state of decomposure. Why did they cut off her fingers? Was it to hide the tattoo, allegedly? But why both fingers? That's what I'm trying to understand. Mm-mm. Well, I guess we have to wait and see next week what else is going to happen. I just wanted to, again, log on and just give y'all a kind of a backlog of what's going on with this whole case. I'm going to try to watch it closely because, again, I want to know why he needed her fingers, number one. I get the one finger from what we've seen over months is that him and her had the same tattoo. I guess that would have tied her to him, as if we didn't see the videos that been all over the place with them together. So why take her finger off? And then the other thing is like, why did they detach her in so many places and then put her in different bags and different things? I feel like they was just gonna, or him or whoever, they were just gonna drop her piece by piece wherever. That's the only sense that it makes. Anyway, y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Love on those that love on you. Pray for the world. Watch your children. And if you got some issues with your young person, don't let them tell you 24 hours, because 24 hours could be the ball game. Y'all hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Love on those that love on you, and pray for the world. Peace.